Did you know that the combined nominal GDP of the G7 nations exceeds an astounding $46 trillion? Quite the figure, isn't it? The G7, a powerful consortium, includes the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. These 7 nations have historically wielded substantial influence on global indices. Whether it's the Democracy Index, the Ease of Doing Business Index, or World University Rankings, they've consistently outperformed many others. However, even these economic titans haven't been immune to the shifts in global power structures. Over the past few decades, we've seen a gradual decline in the dominance of the G7. Emerging alliances like the BRICS, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have begun to challenge the established order. But let's not forget, the G7 still represents a significant chunk of the world economy. Despite their significant influence, the tide appears to be changing in the global economy. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Australia, South Korea, and India, 3 nations frequently mentioned in discussions about an expanded G7. These democratic powerhouses, each boasting a substantial economy, have been at the center of potential G7 expansion conversations for some time now. But delve a bit deeper into why. You see, back in 2008, the D10 Initiative, led by the US Department of State, was proposed to be a strategic forum of leading democracies to uphold a rules-based economic order. This initiative highlighted the importance of these nations on the global stage, and as a result, their potential inclusion in the G7, or perhaps a G7 periphery. This G7+, let's call it, would numerically alter the G7. If all 3 nations were to join the G7, it would catapult the group's nominal GDP to a staggering $53 trillion. A significant leap from the current $46 trillion, isn't it? An expanded G7 could be a game changer, not only allowing the current group to maintain influence but actually expanding it. But what's in it for these potential new members? Why join a sinking ship? Why would Australia, South Korea, and India aspire to join a group that's been losing its global influence? That's a question that's been bouncing around the geopolitical sphere, and the answer lies in the strategic motivations of these potential new members. For Australia and South Korea, both classified as middle powers, their desire to join the G7 is not merely about economics. It's about gaining a place at the table where global policies are shaped. As it stands, raising their strategic policies with the likes of the USA or EU often necessitates the support of another geopolitical forum. G7 membership would formalize these engagements, ensuring their voices are heard and their interests are considered. Then there's India, an emerging global power with its own unique motivations. India's economic growth and political clout have been on the rise, and G7 membership would align perfectly with these strategic goals. By joining this powerful economic bloc, India would have a better platform to promote its interests and influence global policies. So, is it about joining a sinking ship or catching the wind in their sails? Perhaps it's a bit of both. These countries see a potential opportunity to leverage their growing influence and gain a stronger foothold in the global economic and political landscape. As the global economic landscape evolves, so too may the G7. What would an expanded G7 look like? And could this scenario become a reality? This is where we delve into the realm of possibilities, exploring the potential for shifts in global alliances. So let's consider a recent development that has altered the landscape of international cooperation. The BRICS alliance, composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has recently expanded into BRICS+. This move invites additional countries to participate in their meetings, demonstrating a tangible shift in the way global alliances are formed. So, what does this mean for the G7? If the G7 were to follow a similar path, we could see an expanded group that includes not only the original 7 members, but also Australia, South Korea, and India. This would create a more diverse and representative consortium capable of influencing global policies on a broader scale. And here, India plays a critical role. As a country that already has a foot in both camps, being a part of BRICS and a potential G7 member, India could serve as a bridge, managing relations between these different groups. This foreshadows India's increasing significance on the global stage. While the G7's future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: it's a topic that warrants our attention. But now, it's over to you. Will India become the link between an old and new world order? Is an expanded G7 even realistic? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe and comment a pineapple emoji. Otherwise, take care, bye.